So if you're working across AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, you definitely know the feeling. Your cost data is all over the place, and just trying to get a clear picture of your spending, it's a huge challenge. Today, we're going to break down how you can actually tame that multi-cloud maze.
Let's just start with this question, because it's a big one. Does managing your cloud spend feel like you're completely lost in a maze? You're juggling all these different consoles, you're pulling manual reports, and you're spending hours just trying to figure out where the heck your money is actually going. It's a super common problem, and honestly, it's incredibly frustrating.
And this slide right here, this just nails the problem perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way, scattered data, manual reports, and so much wasted time. You're always playing catch up. But on the right, you see the goal, one single platform that gives you unified visibility, instant analysis, and proactive control. That's the huge shift we're going to explore.
Okay, so let's dive into the solution. It all kicks off with creating a single unified view. And the heart of that, the real command center for all your cloud finances, is the cost analytics dashboard.
The very first step, it's all about consolidation. The whole point is to connect all of your accounts. We're not just talking about the big three, AWS, Azure, and GCP, but even your other SaaS billing accounts. This completely gets rid of the need to have a million tabs open, jumping between consoles just to piece the story together.
And you see the value right away, instantly. The moment you connect those accounts, you get the most critical FinOps metrics front and center. We're talking your total cost, your most expensive resources, how you're trending compared to last month, and maybe most importantly, where you have obvious opportunities to save money. Look, this isn't just a bunch of data. This is the foundation you need to make way smarter, faster decisions about your infrastructure. But a high-level summary is just the beginning. To really, truly manage your costs, you have to be able to drill down from that big picture into the nitty-gritty details. And that means uncovering costs at the individual resource level. That's how you really start to gain control.
A visual breakdown like this is just so powerful. You can see in a split second where your budget is going. Is compute really eating up almost half your spend? Whoa, is data transfer way more expensive than you thought? This is what helps you start asking all the right questions.
And this is where the real detective work happens. Getting down to this level of detail is absolutely crucial. It's like having a magnifying glass for that tangled mess of billing reports, letting you pinpoint the exact charges that are normally buried so deep you can never find them. Things like per gigabyte pricing or those sneaky cross-region data transfer fees, suddenly they're crystal clear. And here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. For just one single resource, you can see every little cost component broken out. Think about it. In the regular cloud consoles, trying to find this stuff could take you ages, clicking through endless menus. Here, it's all laid out in one simple, searchable view. It's all about turning that complexity into real clarity. All right, so seeing your costs is step one, but the real goal of FinOps, financial operations in the cloud, is to turn that insight into action. This is where we move from just analyzing to actually optimizing, and that happens in what's called the Cost Optimization Center. And this isn't about guesswork, not at all. It's a really smart, automated process. First, the system analyzes your actual usage patterns across every single account you've connected. Then, it automatically sniffs out where you can save money. And finally, it generates these concrete, data-driven recommendations that you can actually act on. Of course, you need to be able to measure your progress. This chart is awesome because it shows you, side by side, the total potential savings the system has found versus the savings you've actually locked in by making those changes. It gives you a really clear, measurable view of your impact, which is exactly what you need when you're reporting upstairs, right? So let's look at a real-world example. The platform sees an EC2 instance that's just consistently underutilized. It's only running at about 15% CPU on average. So the suggestion is simple: resize the instance type. And the estimated savings? A cool $1,200 a year from one small change. Now just imagine that scaled across your entire infrastructure. That's what data-driven FinOps is all about. So when you put this all together, what does it add up to? Well, it's a fundamental shift in your whole approach. You move away from reactively looking at last month's bill and going, whoa, what happened? To proactively managing your cloud spend in real time, staying ahead of the game. Ultimately, it really just comes down to this simple idea right here, turning all of that cloud cost complexity into pure clarity.
and doing it everywhere, across every single cloud you use, every single account you have, and right down to every single resource.
And that brings us to the final and I think most critical question you should be asking your own team. With your process right now, are you just reacting to costs after they've already happened? Or do you actually have the visibility and the tools you need to get ahead of the curve and proactively manage them?